Two breaking stories in the last few hours have left Steelers fans torn between relief and concern. On one side, a big and much-needed update could breathe new life into the offense. On the other, an unexpected absence exposed a deeper issue, and the front office's reaction caught a lot of people off guard. Even during the bye week, head coach Mike Tomlin made good on a rare promise to his players, but not even that could hide the holes this team still needs to fix. And to make things even more intriguing, someone outside of Pittsburgh might be influencing more than expected. And that's where the first story begins. Aaron Rodgers might have just thrown a wrench into Mike Tomlin's bye-week plans, and not in the way you'd expect. With Steelers WR Calvin Austin III sidelined for a few weeks thanks to a shoulder injury, the team's already thin receiving core is looking more like a problem than a position group. But here's the kicker. The front office is reportedly hesitant to bring in another wideout, and a big reason might be Rodgers himself. According to insider Ray Fittipaldo, Pittsburgh's brass isn't in a rush to trade for WR help because, well, they're not even getting the ball consistently to the guys they already have. Sounds a little backwards, but when you look closer, it kind of checks out. Despite a solid 68.5% completion rate, Rodgers hasn't exactly been lighting it up with his receivers. Before he missed Week 4 with a knee issue, the team's top pass catcher wasn't even a wide receiver. It was RB Jaylen Warren, who led the way with just 142 receiving yards. That tells you everything. Now sure, DK Metcalf has started to heat up. He's up to 261 yards and absolutely cooked the Vikings last week, catching all 5 of his targets for 126 yards and a TD. But overall, the numbers just aren't stacking up. Through 4 games, Pittsburgh ranks 25th in the league with only 76 receptions total. That's brutal. Rodgers, for his part, hasn't ducked the conversation. He's been pretty straight about the offense's issues, saying, "We didn't have enough guys open at times. We gotta get open. I gotta make the plays that are there. And we gotta convert on third down to keep us on the field." Classic QB speak, sure, but it's clear he's pointing fingers at execution, protection, and miscommunication more than individual players. And while Tyreek Hill could have been a dream addition, that ship has sailed with the Dolphins star now possibly facing a season-ending injury of his own. So for now, it's about figuring things out with the squad they've got. And luckily, Coach Tomlin's got a little breathing room thanks to the bye week. Speaking of that bye week, Tomlin made good on a promise that speaks volumes about the culture he's built. After a gritty 24-21 win in Dublin over the Vikings, a game where Rodgers was steady, the D absolutely balled out with 6 sacks and 2 picks, and the offense did just enough. Tomlin paid up. The night before the game, he talked to the team about Dan Rooney, the iconic former owner and U.S. ambassador to Ireland, and made one simple ask: win this one for the legacy. They did. And now, they're getting rewarded. "I promised them a sweet bye week if we got the business done," Tomlin said. "There probably won't be a lot of work in the week that lies ahead." After 19 seasons, that's a rare treat from a coach who doesn't exactly hand out days off. But this time, it's all about trust, recovery, and hopefully rebooting this offense while they're at it. But if you thought that was interesting, wait until you hear the good news that just dropped about one of the most important pieces in this offense. Looks like the Steelers just caught a break, and not the kind you need an X-ray for. After rolling with backup Kenneth Gainwell in their Week 4 showdown in Dublin, Pittsburgh's RB room is getting some good news. Jaylen Warren is expected to be back in action for Week 6 against the Browns. Now, if you're wondering what the heck happened with Warren in the first place, here's the scoop. He was a late scratch before kickoff in Ireland, despite being listed as questionable all week with a nagging knee issue. The plan was for him to go. He even worked out pregame. But when the knee didn't feel right, Mike Tomlin made the executive decision to shut him down rather than risk having a half-healthy back limping around and leaving the team short-handed mid-game. Smart move, honestly. In Warren's place, Gainwell stepped in and straight up delivered. The dude rushed for 99 yards and punched in 2 touchdowns, leading what turned out to be the Steelers' best rushing performance of the season. But make no mistake, this is still Jaylen Warren's backfield. He signed a fresh 3-year extension right before the season kicked off, and the team's invested in him as their go-to guy. Per Nick Farabaugh from Penn Live, there was never much panic inside the building about Warren's status. Sources said the team felt pretty confident it was nothing serious. It just came down to how his knee responded to the final pre-game workload. And with the bye week giving him some extra recovery time, everything points to him being ready to roll when Cleveland comes to town. Now, let's be real. Warren hasn't exactly lit it up so far. he's averaging just 3.1 yards per carry and has 132 rushing yards through 3 games. But to his credit, he's been more impactful as a pass catcher, leading the team in receiving yards in 2 separate games. That says as much about the offense's struggles as it does about his versatility. And yeah, the offense has looked clunky at times, with the lone bright spot being that gritty, grinded-out win over the Vikings. But if the O-line keeps building on that momentum, and if Warren's knee is back to full strength, there's a real shot this run game can finally open things up for the passing attack, which, let's face it, could use all the help it can get. The front office may be stuck on fixing the WR issue, but Warren's return gives real hope to the ground game. Now it's on Tomlin to make the bye week count. Hit subscribe so you don't miss any Steelers updates.